This guy right here, the Pierre guy, okay? The way he answers this is perfect. And this guy seems like this guy should be running Canada.
And by the leader of the official opposition and the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada.
Viewers.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, the show.
Great to be with you, and Merry Christmas to you and your viewers.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. Before we get started, I just want to set the table for our conversations. Canadians are very familiar with your messaging, and obviously it's working for you. You're enjoying a 20-point lead in the polls. But what I'm not familiar with, what Canadians aren't as familiar with, is your relationship with the incoming president, Donald Trump. How would you describe your relationship with him right now?
Well, I don't have one right now because I'm not the prime minister. I've been very conscientious about putting the country first and avoiding dividing the message. So that said, I have the strength and the smarts to stand up for this country. And my message to incoming President Trump is that first and foremost, Canada will never be the 51st state of the U.S. We have a heroic history, a great people, and a very proud future ahead of us. And the president has raised concerns about our border and the government's destruction of our military. Well, we should reinforce our border to stop fentanyl, guns, stolen cars, not just for President Trump, but for our own people after 9 years of Trudeau losing control of the border. And we need to rebuild our military to protect our continent and our country against Chinese and Russian.
It's not a bad answer. It's not a bad answer at all. I don't think it's smart to tell Donald Trump, with you having a country that is so reliant upon whatever Donald Trump does. From what the little bit I've seen from this guy, I like him. It's not a good idea to tell Donald Trump that my message to President Trump is that Canada will never be, when Donald Trump has consistently been saying that and he won't let it go. It's not a good idea.
And submarines and spy balloons, terrorists, and other risks. And we should rebuild that military with a warrior culture, not a woke culture.
Play the whole video? Okay, I will. And again, he's talking about not wanting woke culture and all that. So again, don't get caught up on the thing he said about Trump. This guy seems very legit, and he seems like the right guy that should be running Canada.
And we should rebuild that military with a warrior culture, not a woke culture. Finally, on the trade issue, what I'd say to President Trump is, look, yeah, we have a trade surplus with you, but that's because we're basically donating you our raw materials and letting American workers profit from $100 billion of underpriced Canadian oil and gas. So they get the money and the jobs. I would be more than happy to bring that home. And that's why I will repeal all the insane anti-energy and anti-resource laws the NDP Liberals have passed, so we can liquefy, upgrade, and transport our own natural resources and bring powerful paychecks home for our people.
What would your approach then be, Mr. Poilievre? Would it be more like Premier Ford, who says, look, retaliatory measures, we're going to turn out the lights if you can't negotiate with us fairly? Or would it be more like Premier Smith, who's saying, look, whatever you need at the borders, we'll even make our own security team if it will help with tariffs? Which approach seems more fitting with yourself?
Look, President Trump is a deal maker. He's became a highly successful billionaire in the most ruthless real estate market in the world, New York. So he wants a deal. And my belief is that he wants America to win. There's no question. But I want to show him that Canada can win at the same time. He will put America first. I will put Canada first, which is new and different.
I respect this guy's answers. So, I mean, you have to show strength. And I think that he knows that Trump appreciates strength. And so these are good answers. These are really good answers. And he's also campaigning, by the way, just so we're clear. He is campaigning too.
You're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological thing.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, I don't
really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
Like who?
I don't know who, but
Well, you're the one who asked the question, so
yeah.
you must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given, you know?
So that's kind of the gist of it right there. I don't want to spend too much time on Canadian politics, obviously, but I do think that a lot of this ties into what is going to happen with Trump and how he's going to play this whole thing. I think overall his answers, Pierre's answers, were very good. They were what a leader should be answering, especially considering that he's actively running and campaigning in Canada. And he also has to show that President Trump, that I am a strong leader. So I think he was in a really tough spot and his answers were really good. He's going to have to deal with Daddy Trump soon if he gets in power, and he can cross that bridge when he wants to. But I guarantee you, he can't talk like that to Trump in a negotiation situation, because Trump has all the power and he has none. And so I'm sure that will change in time.